Cyril Charles Martindale was a British Catholic priest. Born in 1879 in Bayswater, London, the son of Arthur Martindale and Marion Mackenzie. Educated at Harrow School, he converted to Catholicism and joined the Society of Jesus in 1897, before studying at St Mary's Hall, Stonyhurst, and Pope's Hall, Oxford. He taught at Stonyhurst and Roehampton, and was champion of the faith in debates in the Oxford Union. He was one of Britain's foremost Catholics in his day, highly regarded by his fellow Evelyn Waugh. He died in 1963. His writing was primarily on religious subjects, such as What Are Saints? 15 Studies in Sanctity, or his report on the miracle of Fatima, The Message of Fatima, from 1950. In 1915, he published The Goddess of Ghosts, a collection of stories focusing on ancient Greece, which was very unusual for him. There are 2 stories here which are wholly devoted to waxing lyrical about Christian conversion, and I have left them out of the review. The Half of a Broken Hope consists of 2 parts. In part 1, Elpenor is a young boy who dreams of accomplishing great things, with his parents having very high hopes for him as well. So he goes to fight alongside Odysseus at Troy, and follows him to Circe's island. Then he becomes weary and disillusioned and kills himself, and only receives a tomb when Odysseus reaches Hades and sees Elpenor's ghost. Danae has a poet recite the story of Danae to his wife, while arguing about fellow poets and the noise his young daughter makes in the garden. Andromeda in chains has Euiripides disillusioned and complaining of his spirits being tired and exhausted, but then he thinks of how to retell the story of Andromeda in a new way, wondering all the while how it fared with Andromeda when the monster was indeed slain. Philippides as Athens pick Philippides as runner to bring a message to Sparta, and he does so in time so swift none will believe it, with the help of the gods, and he dies upon his return to Athens, and no tomb is made for him when he dies upon the Athenian streets. An evening at Ephesus has Anaximander visit his friend at his villa, and there they have a philosophical debate about the gods, due to the slave having willfully removed the statue of Heracles for his own reasons. Unchanging Like a Daimon is a very intriguing story of 2 schoolboys whose persons and personalities switch slowly there and back between being 2 students at school and being 2 men in ancient Sparta. The Goddess of Ghosts has Persephone sitting on her throne, observing the invisible country wherein she dwells alone, until the dead are awakened on certain days and scurry around her like bats in their thousands, while she witnesses how people reenact her kidnapping and descent into the netherworld, and the details of the Eleusinian mysteries. But ages pass and the goddess is forgotten in the hollow places of the earth. Then many centuries later, Elinor Pontefract arrives at Paimpol to be governess to little Alsacia Barnet, and despite being educated in the classics, when she arrives the story devolves into pontifications on Catholicism. The faun has little Ursula Dolores meet a faun, and not realizing what he really is, as he talks to her of how he will never die, but she no longer sees him after communion. Despite some heavy-handed peddling of Christianity in 1 or 2 stories, those that do not showcase a very entertaining picture of ancient Greece.